Just like we knew we'd be here all along, right? And isn't it a little sweeter when there's an element of surprise? This feels like a gift, and today's a gift for you, the fans. Today we're going to celebrate the extraordinary accomplishments of two outstanding teams and their coaches and the staffs. We're going to send them off to Houston and Indianapolis, and we're going to celebrate together here one time before some games are won in Houston and Indy. This is the biggest fan base in college basketball, and you deserve it. So get ready to scream. Send these guys and ladies off for a successful run on top of what has already been a history-making season. We'll hear from the men's and women's teams. You'll see them up here. You'll hear from a player on each team and both coaches and elected officials here in town who all are alums of the university and fans of the Orange. So before we tell you about the teams, we'll get things started with our athletic director. Not many guys in his position can do this, to go back and forth between two Final Fours. It's just the 12th time in college basketball history that a school has had both the men and the women in the Final Four. Please welcome Mark Coyle.
Thank you, Matt, and I want to make sure we just take a second to thank all of you. You know, we've been here 8 months now, and I can tell without a doubt that this is the most passionate, excited fan base, and I hope you know how much pride our student athletes, our coaches, our staff take in representing this institution, this community, and this state. So thank you for being such a critical part of our program. I also want to make sure that I recognize our Spirit Squad and dance team in Otto, who are at every event we come to, so please give them a round of applause. And finally, you know, I can't tell you what a special moment this is for our student athletes. You know, we have 615 kids that work incredibly hard to represent this place the right way. And I'm so grateful for Coach Hillsman and the women's basketball team, Coach Boeheim and the men's basketball team. And I know not all of you can get to Houston and Indianapolis, but I promise you we will hear you in Houston and we will hear you in Indianapolis. Thank you, and go Orange.
That's Mark Coyle with the Midas touch. We've already had a field hockey national championship this year, a men's cross-country national championship, men's soccer in the Final Four, and now men's and women's basketball in the Final Four, with more shots at championships to come. The women's basketball team this season had, by every measure, the best season in the history of the program. They are currently 29-7 and have won 15 of their last 16 games. Over and over, this team showed the spirit with its attacking, pressing defense, which maybe you heard about this past weekend as well. Turning over teams at a high rate, gunning threes, being fun to watch, and making a lot of shots. They crushed Duke during the year, biggest win in program history. Came back and beat top 10 Florida State in the Dome. Many of you were there. They knocked off Louisville in the ACC championship, finishing as the runner-up in the conference. Then they ran into number 2 South Carolina, who had lost only once this year to a juggernaut UConn. And they smoked them. And then they played Tennessee, who's one of the best programs in the history of women's basketball, and win that game going away. Please welcome Coach Quentin Hillsman and the Syracuse women's basketball team. First time hosting in the NCAA tournament. First time making the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and the Final Four. And the architect of the growth of this program from the bottom to the top of the game is their head coach, Quentin Hillsman. Come on up, Q. We'll have you say something for the people.
Wow, it's a real feeling. Thank you guys for coming out. We really appreciate it. We played on a lot of home courts during the NCAA tournament, and I can tell you what, when we played here, man, the energy in that building was so big for us, and for us to be able to come home, and that was our goal at the beginning of the year, to be able to come home and play an NCAA tournament game at home. And we got that first round, we got that first game, and the second game, there was no way we were losing that, because we had to get out of here so we can come back and do this here today. So we're so excited to be here. Every year we start off with the same goal, and that's to win the national championship. And to be going to the Final Four right now, and to have these ladies that really bought into what we're trying to do, who play hard every game, who really put everything on the line for us to be successful. This day is only about them. It's about them only, because they're the ones when they did it and got us here. So thank you. As we move forward through this Final Four, we only have one goal, and it's to bring home the national championship trophy, and anything less than that, we're not going to be satisfied. So thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate you, and we'll see you down on Salina Street doing that big parade when we're both national champions. Thank you.
Extraordinary accomplishments by the Syracuse women this year. They'll play their first semifinal against Washington in Indianapolis. How'd it go the first time, ladies, against Washington? Good guys won that one. So we like our chances with that coming up on Sunday, and then hopefully again on Tuesday as well. You know, Alexis Peterson was the leading scorer of this team this year, filling it up, 29 points in the Elite Eight win over Tennessee to get to the 4. But the heart and soul of this team has been through as much adversity as any athlete here in recent memory, to have not one but 2 seasons, right, wiped out. And she's come back to lead her team in some of these games down the stretch, is playing her best basketball of her career. And I think we're all that are familiar with watching her in recent years excited to see her get this reward and head off to Indianapolis for the Final Four. Please welcome Brittany Sykes.
Thank you guys so much. This has been an amazing season for Cuse women's and men's basketball. We appreciate seeing your faces out here right now, sending us all to the Final Four. You know, nobody thought we would be here, you know, but our fans, and we thank you so much. And we thank you for the games you came to, and there were 200 fans to now we're getting 1,000 and 2,000 fans. So we really, really appreciate you, Cuse Nation, for that. You know, as we go to Indianapolis, you know, like Coach said, we only have one goal, and that's to win the national championship. So, you know, as I step down for the podium, I just want to say we love you, Cuse Nation, and we will forever bleed blue and orange.
Congratulations to Brittany and the Orange women. Easy team to root for, and we're awfully excited for you guys and looking forward to more success in Indy coming up this weekend. You know, I'm not an expert in fairy tales, but at this time of year they talk about Cinderella, right? In March Madness. Cinderella usually hasn't been to the dance like 5 times previously, if you know what I mean. This Cinderella is going to show up in Houston wearing this big orange gown that everybody can see from miles away, with pearls. Maybe some Nike high heels. And this Cinderella's already got a ring, and we'll be looking for another one this weekend. The Orange team this year got off to a very good start against a deep field at the Battle for Atlantis in the Bahamas. And Paradise played outstanding basketball, beating Connecticut and Texas A&M. Later in the year, it would really get going, making every shot imaginable at Wake Forest. On the same trip, beating Duke and facing the toughest schedule in the ACC this year. And the Orange got hot at the right time, getting into the tournament by the grace of God, winning 2 games in St. Louis and getting to Chicago where they were down 21-10 against a Gonzaga team that had won the conference championship, had won 9 games in a row, and had the best 1-2 punch maybe in the entire region in Domantas Sabonis and Kyle Wiltshire. But the Orange had them right where they wanted and battled back from 7 down to take the lead with 30 seconds to go. Extraordinary defense in the final minutes to win that game and a shot at an Elite 8. And that's when the real problem started, because they were playing a team they'd lost to big 3 times in a row. Team that was maybe the best in the conference 3 years in a row. It was the #1 seed in the Midwest region. They played the best defense in the ACC, that had the Conference Player of the Year, that hadn't lost in 68 consecutive games with a double-digit lead at halftime. And the Orange were down 16 with 20 minutes to go and battled all the way back to make the 4. Please welcome the 22-13 Midwest Region champion, Syracuse Orange.
Cause I got a really big team, and they need some really big rings. They need some really nice things. Better be coming with no strings. Better be coming with no strings. We need some really nice things. We need some really big rings. I got a really big team. I got a really big team. They need some really big rings. They need some really nice things. Better be coming with no strings. Better be coming with no strings. We need some really nice things. We need some really big rings. I got a really big team, man. What a time to be alive. You and yours versus me and mine. Are we talking teams? Are we talking teams? Are you switching sides? Wanna come with me? Look at the smile on me.
Okay, we'll hear from Coach Boeheim and one of the players here in just a moment. These guys have been posing for pictures here for a number of weeks and are going to be the darlings of the tournament once we get to Houston here later today. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you'll get a chance to send them off, those of you that are up there in the stands. We'd like to welcome some of the folks here that, as you might have noticed, with this success, you get a little attention, and people not only here in town but across the state and across the country have noticed, and the governor's office had reached out and wanted to pass along a few words of encouragement for the season to come. We'd like to at this time bring to the podium Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul from Albany.
Hello, Syracuse. Are we fired up today? Is there any orange in this house? Let's hear it for the orange. I am so excited to be here. First of all, it got me out of Albany, which is a treat, but it got me back in the building where I came as a freshman All right, some of my friends might have had oranges in their pockets. I never did that. I never did that when we came to the games. We used to play games here. We had a lot of excitement. And I want to tell you, this week we make SU history. Now listen to this. In the 116 years of men's basketball at Syracuse University and the 45 years of women's basketball, we have never sent our teams united toward the finals, carrying the Syracuse banner. This is a big day. This is a big deal. And the coaches that we have here, Coach Boeheim, Coach Hilsman, you have led individuals and teams who demonstrate the values that we know are part of Syracuse, but also part of us as New Yorkers and part of us as Americans. This is about being gutsy. This is about the will to win. This is about when naysayers say you can't do it, you show them wrong and you do it. So congratulations. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you. And I'll leave you with this thought. Well, actually, I have two thoughts. One is dealing with that Cinderella story. Now, I know it's nice to talk about Cinderella teams, but I happen to like my women in these shoes and not glass slippers. How about that? These girls are the ones who rock it. These are the women who are strong and tough, and they don't need a guy to put a slipper on their foot. They are dominating the court. Are we not, women? We rock. We rock. And if you forgive me a little bit of history, it was 40 years ago when I was dropped off here as a freshman at Syracuse University, the same year that Coach Boeheim assumed the duty of being head coach. Now today, without prompting, I can still recite the names of some of our starting players. Roosevelt Bowie, Louis Orr, Dale Shackelford, Hal Cohen. These guys were great, and I sit here and support them. And I say this only because, not to show you how old I am, but in 40 years, the people, the students here who adore you today will remember your names. You are part of the Syracuse story. You will go down in history for what you've accomplished here. And on behalf of our governor, we are so proud of you. Let's bring it home. Let's go Orange!
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Hochul, 1980 Syracuse University graduate. And next, another graduate from the class of 1987, got a grad degree here in 1990 as well, and a loyal Orange fan that we see at the games. Please welcome the Onondaga County Executive, Joni Mahoney.
Thanks, Matt. I will be brief because I'm standing between you and Coach Boeheim and the men's team, but I just want to add my voice to the congratulations. I have had the honor and privilege of watching these student athletes, and I am in awe of the amount of work and the toughness, and to watch the be extraordinary message that you get from Coach Q in action, and watching Coach Boeheim. Coach, I sat there and watched you at the end of that Virginia game, and I am so thankful that we have had you here at Syracuse University. Thank you for everything. And because I am county executive, along with the mayor of Syracuse, I have the distinct honor of declaring today, the 30th day of March 2016, as we send you both to the Final Four and remind you that you have both beaten #1 seeds already to get here. That's right. I get to declare today Syracuse Basketball Day in the county of Onondaga and the city of Syracuse, and I have two.
Thank you, County Executive Mahoney. And next up, we're fortunate to have Syracuse basketball play such a huge role in our community, and obviously the center of attention now, and hopefully there's more to cheer about coming forward this weekend. So we'd love to present to you all the dignitaries that are here to have a moment to share their words and send the teams off to success. And next up, also a graduate of the university from the class of 1992, the mayor of the city of Syracuse. Please say hello to Stephanie Miner.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is my privilege as mayor of this great city to be here this afternoon. I represent a city filled with people who at one time or another have been told that they don't belong, that they shouldn't be there, and that they were not ready for it. Your journey and your skill and your delight at beating the naysayers has shown us all what heart and spirit truly can do. And I hope that one day, as Lieutenant Governor Hochul said, one day you will fully appreciate all of the pure and unadulterated joy that you have shared with us. But as you leave today, understand that we have always believed in you. We will always believe in you. Go Orange.
Thank you, Mayor Miner, and thanks for being here. To all of our distinguished citizens and alums and everybody that could make it, we thank everybody for being here. You're going to have a chance to send them off here in just a moment. You know, this program has been fortunate now to make 6 Final Fours. How many remember all of them way back to '75? Very cool. And on Saturday night, we're going to have history, as this next gentleman to make the podium is going to be the first player in the history of the program that's had first-round draft picks, All-Americans, NBA stars. Not a one has ever played in 2 Final Fours. And when this guy steps on the court Saturday night, he'll be the first. Say hello to number 10, Trevor Cooney.
Thank you, thank you. First we want to say congrats to the girls and good luck to you guys. You guys are the best fans in the world. Keep cheering us on. Now let's go win this thing.
Trevor does his best work like in the last minute or so. That's how we focus on that and his outstanding plays at the end of the Gonzaga game, and certainly more to come. You know, Coach Boeheim's been here a minute, as you're aware, and as was laid out by Lieutenant Governor Hochul. He was an assistant coach of that 1975 team that was a regional program, just a little deal that, you know, lost like to Fordham and Canisius earlier in the year, but found a way to slay North Carolina and make the Final Four and make Syracuse a national program back then. And then Coach Boeheim took over as head coach and found a way to the 1987 national championship game with an outstanding, talented team. And in 1996, they were unranked in a tough league that they had no chance to win, and got things going with a guy named John Wallace and a local product named Lazarus Sims. And you may remember that in the Sweet 16 that year in Denver, they needed a little magic, right? Does that ring a bell at all? To maybe hit a last-second shot to force overtime to beat Georgia, and then maybe win a nail-biter against Kansas to get to the Final Four in '96. And then in 2003, a couple of really talented freshmen came along and carried the Orange all the way to the title. And then 10 years after that, an extraordinary defensive performance carried the Orange all the way through the NCAA tournament, stifling zone defense to make the Final Four in Atlanta. And I think a lot of those common themes have come together for the best coaching job in 40 years for the Hall of Famer, Jim Boeheim.
Thank you. There's one thing about these Newhouse graduates, they learn how to talk and then they never stop. First of all, just minutes before we played, I had the opportunity to get next to a television and watch this team over here on my right play, and I can't tell you how proud I am of what they've accomplished, what Q has, what these girls have accomplished. It's one of the great things in Syracuse basketball history. I love being here today because there's no second guessers here. There's no naysayers here. Everybody here is for Syracuse University, Syracuse basketball. And they were with us when we lost 5 straight games. Everybody in this room. I know that. You know, we're not happy right now where we are. We're proud of what we've done. But we're looking forward to 2 more games. And we're looking forward to coming back here again one more time to celebrate. This is also a great moment in our basketball history on the men's side. I'm very proud of these guys. I told them that today. But there's no Cinderellas here. These 2 teams up here deserve to be here. And are every bit capable of winning 2 more games. So thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right, folks, now it's your opportunity to create a little atmosphere here. So get it going. We're going to send the ladies off to Indianapolis. They're speeding out to the Speedway tomorrow. Best of luck, okay? And get it going. This team feeds on enthusiasm, so let's get it going. All right? Gentlemen, the tunnel is open. Make your way to the bus. This team's on a rocket ship to Houston. We'll see you when we get back.